You miss the wind?
It was a little windy today, right? Miss it.
Scotty, you got guys, you got Russell still here. You got guys all over the league that played with you here in Oklahoma City.
Who else?
All those guys, Kevin Surge and Reggie and all those guys. Is there a sense of pride for you, regardless of where those guys are, where they're playing, that you see them being successful, and whether it's winning championships or getting a big contract or things like that?
Absolutely. I mean, you want to have an impact on what you do, and you felt that not only myself, my staff, we've had an impact on a lot of good players that were here for the 7 years that I was here. So it's good to see. Like I've always said, you don't want them to have success against you, but they're good that they're going to have success no matter who they play against. What Russell's doing, it's pretty incredible. It's good to see that he's starting to get all the positives that we've always been able to see out of him. And I've said it many, many times. He's a really, really good player, but just a great guy off the court and a great teammate. And now looking back the last couple of years, he's going to go down as one of the best point guards ever to play the game.
Scott, you were able to see Steven Adams from day one of his NBA career. How have you seen him grow, particularly as a rebounder, over the last few years in his career?
He's played well. He's really developed. He's strength, his quickness, his agility. Does a lot of great things. Sets great screens. He rolls. He understands the game. When you coach players at a young age, you want them to be 26, 27-year-olds right away, but it takes one day at a time, and you have to go through a lot of the growing pains. And with all the players that I've coached, and he's really playing well. He's improved in a lot of areas. But his free throws, he's had a hiccup there, but he's done everything else at a high level. He's a terrific player, great guy, great teammate. Potty mouth at times, but other than that, he's been great.
What's the biggest difference you notice in this organization since you've gone to Washington? You're just looking at it from afar.
It's unfair for me to answer that because I really don't know. I see him on the basketball court for 96 minutes a year. So I mean, it's still a lot of good people here. I've had a great fortune to work alongside with a lot of great people and lifelong friends, and it's always great coming back. But I'm proud of my time. We've had a good run here, but we've all moved on, and we all try to become better as people and what you do as your line of work. So I'm happy where I'm at, and it's a great opportunity for me to come back and hopefully snap their 5-game winning streak and play good basketball. It's not going to be easy.
Scott, you got probably the biggest reception of any former player or coach the last time you were here. I expect a similar reaction. Just what does that mean to you?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously I felt good. Maybe I was probably the only one who didn't want to leave. So, but yeah, obviously I was thankful, and it was great to see, and it was overwhelming at times during that. It was a bit long for my liking, but I appreciated it, and hopefully tonight they won't boo me.
Does this Thunder team remind you of your Wizards team in terms of you guys have played really great at times, and then you've lost to some teams you have no business losing to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really disappointed that they was able to squeak out that win last game. Otherwise, we kind of mirror each other. We would have the same record. We win, they win. They lose, we lose. So I always followed their schedule and kind of predict what we were going to do. We've had some up and down times during the season. There's no question. They've seemed to kind of figured it all out, and their talent is. I'm going to be able to see it up close, but watching film, they're probably as talented as any team in the league, and that includes the teams that are ahead of them in the West.
Scotty, in probably the past month and a half, Russell's cut back on his three-point attempts. I want to see what your thoughts are in terms of how Russell balanced that out when you were with him, and how he's progressed as a professional from the three-point line.
Well, his professionalism and his ability to stay consistent on how he improves every day is, it's second to none. I mean, I'm assuming he's there every day at the same time. He's a gym rat. He wants to get better, and I'm sure even with his with Noah, his son, that he's probably still finds time to be on time and away from him. But you need 3-point shooting. I mean, it's not his strength, but I will tell you, he will some of those threes that go in. I don't know. He has so much anger towards the ball. That ball's scared not to go in at times. But he's not a great 3-point shooter, but he does everything great.
When John and Brad were doing their TNT bid for All-Star, they were answering questions about obviously this season, and John said there are holes in the chemistry right now. We got to figure it out. When there are holes in the chemistry, is that just because there's losing, or it's not the expectations haven't been reached? But how you diagnose that there's holes in the chemistry?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that we've had some expectations that are not where we want to be, and but there's a lot of games left. Winning is obviously the answer to a lot of things, and you lose a lot of games close, and the teams that you feel like you should win, you're going to have some things that pop up, but you have to manage it and understand that it's a long season and continue to play for one another and have the respect to compete for one another. There's been times we've really been good, and there's been times we haven't. We have been a little inconsistent at times, but in order for us to win, we're going to have to fix that and figure that out. We've had troubles playing against teams that are below 500 for whatever reason. We've all tried to put our finger on it and can't really come up with a reason other than that we haven't played well. And we're going to have to do much better to play against whoever we play against.
When an opponent speaks to something that he may seem happening in your locker room, like a claim that teammates may not like John, can that be a rallying point for a team?
I mean, I don't pay much attention to it. I think it's out of line when a player does that. But that's none of my business what another team and another player does. But I know I get to see it every day. John plays through how you gain the respect of your teammates is you play through everything, and that's one thing that John does. He's banged up and never makes excuses. I will try to manage that as best I can, but there's no issues at all. I've never seen that, but I think that's what happens when teams or people want to try to break things up. We haven't won as many games as we want, but that's not the issue. Is not John not getting along with his teammates. Maybe John and I don't get along. That's the real reason.
Scott, you've always prided yourself on your teams having that bounce back ability as part of their DNA. How's this team been in relation to Monday's tough game in Dallas coming back tonight?
I'm confident in our guys. We've always seemed to have that bounce back. I hate to say that we're good at it, but we have been good at it, and but we want to find a better level of consistency. But there's no question this is not going to be an easy bounce back game. They're playing well. It's in their building. They got 3 of the best players and a future, probably all-star and Steven soon to be. So we're going to have to play well, and we're going to have to do a lot of good things to win tonight.
Scotty, is OP good to go tonight?
Yes, we're all good to go.
Thanks.
All right.